All right. Are you ready to dive into Team Code of Honor
Yeah.
by Blair Singer to see how to build a championship team?
You bet.
I'm pretty sure we can pull out some really useful stuff
Oh, for sure.
from this book for our listeners,
Absolutely.
whether you're leading a team, at
Mhm.
work, at home, or even
Yeah.
just working on yourself as
Mhm.
an individual.
Right.
Blair Singer, he's a,
He's a rich dad advisor.
oh yeah, and Rich Dad Advisor.
Yeah, he's a real expert on sales and team building.
Definitely.
And he really emphasizes that a team's success hinges
Mm-hmm.
on more than just, each person's individual talent.
Right.
It's about having a shared code,
Okay.
a set of behaviors that brings everyone's game
Right.
to a higher level.
Okay. I like that idea.
Yeah.
A code, it's almost like
Yeah.
makes it a game with clear rules
With
that
that.
everyone agrees to follow.
Yeah.
I guess my question would be, wouldn't that be kind of,
That's a great rigid.
real life isn't always.
Yeah.
So black and white,
Real life is messy.
is it?
So Singer actually addresses that in the book.
Okay.
It's not about creating like this rigid set of rules,
Right.
that stifle creativity.
Okay.
It's more about defining the behaviors that will lead to success.
Mm-hmm.
So think of it as a blueprint for interaction,
Okay.
one that minimizes conflict because everyone knows what's expected of them.
Okay, so instead of everyone running around
Hmm.
with their own playbook
Right.
and bumping into each other,
Yeah,
you're saying a shared code kind of gets everyone moving in the same direction.
exactly. It's like having a shared language.
Okay.
It makes communication smoother and it
Mhm.
helps everyone reach goals together.
Okay, think about like your own teams,
Yeah,
at work, with
Right.
family,
a family.
friends. Are there times when
Yeah.
maybe unspoken rules
Yeah. Unspoken rules.
are causing friction?
Right.
Maybe someone's always late? Or decisions get made without
Yep.
everyone's input?
Happens all the time.
Happens all the time.
Yeah.
So you're saying a clear code can
Transform those things.
transform those dynamics.
Yeah. It can be a game changer.
Really?
And it starts with having the right people
Mm-hmm.
on the team.
Okay.
Singer actually provides 6 key questions
Okay.
to ask when you're evaluating potential team members.
Okay.
And these are worth considering even for existing teams.
All right. Well, let's hear them.
Yeah.
I might have to take some notes on this. What's the first question?
Number 1 is energy.
Energy. Okay.
Do they bring positive,
Okay.
engaging energy to the team?
Right.
Singer has this motto, highest energy wins.
Oh, I like that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not about being, like super hyper all the time,
Right.
but it's that,
Mm-hmm.
they're genuinely invested and bring their A game.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Enthusiasm can be contagious, right?
it is contagious.
Nobody wants to be stuck
Yeah,
with a team of
energy vampire.
energy vampires.
Right. You want people who are proactive, who
Yeah.
inspire others,
Yeah.
and who can maintain that drive even when they're facing challenges,
Right.
which, let's face it,
Yeah.
come up with any team.
Every team.
Right.
So positive energy is key.
Right.
What's the second question?
Motivation.
Motivation.
Are they driven by something bigger than themselves?
Okay.
This is where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
You think about companies like Tesla or Patagonia.
Okay.
They have these strong missions
Right.
that resonate with people.
Okay.
You want team members who are truly passionate about what they're doing,
Right.
not just looking for a paycheck.
That's true.
Right.
Finding that sense of purpose,
Yeah.
that makes a big difference.
Huge.
And speaking of challenges,
Yeah.
how do we know if someone's got the right mindset?
That's question number 3,
The
mindset.
mindset, okay.
Do they embrace challenges
Okay.
or do they kind of crumble under pressure?
Right.
Singer uses this great analogy. He says great team members are like NASCAR mechanics.
NASCAR mechanics.
They don't start by demanding the spotlight.
Okay.
They jump in and serve others,
Right.
understanding that every role is important.
I like that analogy. It
Yeah.
reminds me of that saying, there's no I in team.
Right. There's no I in team.
Everyone has to work together to achieve success.
Exactly. And that humble mindset
Right.
allows for learning and growth,
Okay.
which is crucial for the next question. Coachability.
Coachability. Okay.
Are they open to feedback even when it's tough?
Yeah. That's a good one.
Nobody's perfect.
Nope.
Right. And a willingness to learn and improve
Right.
is essential for any team
Mm-hmm.
that wants to perform at a high level.
Right. It's about being able to take constructive criticism
Yes.
and use it
Yeah.
to get better.
To get better.
That ties into the idea of
Yeah.
debriefing after projects, right? creating that culture of continuous learning.
Continuous learning, absolutely.
Okay, now question number 5.
This gets to the heart of the code of honor.
Okay.
Submission to the code.
Submission to the code.
Are they willing to abide by the team's rules?
Right.
You can have all the right intentions,
Okay.
but if people aren't playing by the same rules, the whole system falls apart.
It does.
Right.
So it's about having that shared commitment
Yeah.
to the agreed upon behaviors,
Yes.
even when it's not easy.
Right.
I'm starting to see how this code of honor can be a real game changer.
It's about trust and accountability.
Right.
Knowing that you can rely on your teammates to uphold the standards you've all agreed to.
Right.
And finally, the 6th question. Unique talent.
Unique talent.
What special skills or perspectives do they
Yeah.
bring to the table?
Yeah.
Everyone has their own strengths.
Yeah.
And a great team
Yeah.
is one that leverages those strengths
Yeah.
to achieve extraordinary results.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like putting together a puzzle,
Mhm.
right? Each piece is unique and contributes to the overall picture.
Exactly.
But, we've all been on teams where it feels like people are trying to fit square pegs into round holes.
Square pegs, round holes. I love it.
And Singer actually talks about how traditional education
It is fascinating.
often doesn't prepare us
It doesn't.
for effective teamwork.
It really doesn't.
We're taught to compete, not collaborate.
That's right. We're graded on a curve.
Right?
So someone else's success could mean our failure.
Yeah.
And asking for help
Mm-hmm.
is often seen as cheating.
Cheating.
Singer highlights Dr. Harvey's definition of cheating
Okay.
as the failure to assist others if they request it.
Oh, wow.
Which flips the whole concept on its head.
It does, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's a totally different way of looking at it.
Yeah.
It highlights how much we need to shift our thinking from individual achievement
Mm-hmm.
to collective success.
Absolutely.
That's right.
So once you've got the right people on board,
Okay.
the next step is creating a code of honor that actually works.
Okay.
And Singer lays out 10
10
practical steps for doing just that.
10 steps. All right. Well,
Yeah.
in our next episode, we're going to
And get into those.
have to dive into that.
We are.
10 steps
Yeah,
to create a code of honor.
absolutely.
All right. So we left off talking about the 6 key questions to ask when you're evaluating potential team members.
Right.
And you said there are 10
10 steps. Yeah.
to create a code of honor.
To create a code of honor that works.
That works. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's walk through those 10 steps.
Okay, the first one is finding a sane moment to create the code.
Okay.
You want to avoid doing it during a crisis
Right.
or when emotions are running high.
Yeah.
It's like trying to change a tire while the car is still moving.
Yeah. I can see how that would
You're gonna
lead to some disastrous results.
have some problems.
Yeah. So you're saying create a calm and focused environment where everyone feels safe to contribute.
A safe space.
Yeah.
Okay, step 2.
Okay. Step 2 is identifying the issues.
Okay.
The code needs to address
Right.
what are the recurring conflicts or challenges
Okay.
that are holding the team back.
Okay.
Singer gives an example of a client from Deutsche Bank.
Okay.
Their trading floor was plagued by public humiliation.
Oh, wow.
So they specifically address that in their code.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You have to acknowledge the elephant in the room
You do.
before you can create a solution.
Absolutely.
Step 3.
Step 3, brainstorm potential rules.
Okay.
Make it fun and interactive. Get everyone involved in
Right.
the process.
So Singer stresses co-creating the code
He does.
for buy-in, right?
Yes.
That way people feel ownership over the rules
They do.
and are more likely to follow them.
Right, because they created them.
Okay. Step 4, what's that?
This one is crucial.
Oh,
Discuss the pros and cons of each rule.
to make sure everyone understands its implications.
Mm-hmm.
Singer shares a story about a surgery team
Okay.
debating what on time actually meant.
Wow.
It highlights the importance of clarity
Right.
and getting everyone on the same page.
Okay, so don't just assume.
Don't assume no.
Everyone interprets things the same way.
Right.
Talk it out.
Talk it out.
Okay, step 5.
Write the rules down clearly
Right.
and post them visibly.
Okay.
Don't let them gather dust in a drawer.
So make them a constant presence.
Make them a constant presence, yeah.
A reminder of the team's commitment to excellence.
Right.
Okay, got it. Write it down. Post
Yeah.
it. Step 6.
Condense the rules into a manageable handful.
Okay.
You don't need like a 100-page rule book.
Right.
Focus on the most important principles that will guide the team's behavior.
So kept it simple
Yeah.
and easy to remember.
Yeah.
Step 7.
Focus on observable behaviors,
Okay.
not internal states.
Right.
You can't control what people think or feel.
Right.
But you can address how they act.
It's about holding people accountable.
Yes.
For their actions, not their thoughts.
Absolutely.
Step 8.
Make the rules challenging, but attainable, encouraging growth.
Okay.
This ties back to that concept of perturbation we touched on earlier.
Right.
Singer argues that just like muscles grow under stress, true transformation comes from pushing past our comfort zones.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to set the bar high.
Set the bar high. But also, don't go overboard.
Don't go overboard, right?
Step 9.
Avoid rule overload.
Okay.
Aim for clarity over complexity.
Less is more.
Less is more, yes.
When it comes to a code of honor.
That's right.
Okay, what's the final step?
This one's huge.
Okay.
If someone breaches the code, call it.
Oh.
This is where so many teams fall short.
Really?
They have rules, but they're not willing to enforce them.
So it's about walking the talk.
Walking the talk, yes. Holding each other accountable.
Holding each other accountable.
That's the difference between good teams and great teams.
That's the difference between good teams and great teams.
Now, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Implementing a code of honor, especially in an existing team, can be a bit bumpy at first.
It can be bumpy.
You're saying it might get worse?
It might get worse.
Before it gets better?
Before it gets better.
Okay.
Think of it as a necessary growing pain.
Okay.
Some people may resist this level of transparency and accountability. And you might even see some people leave the team.
But wouldn't that be a bad thing?
Not necessarily.
Using team members.
Think of it as a refining process.
Okay.
The people who stay are the ones who are truly committed to the team's success.
Okay.
And are willing to play at a championship level.
So it's a way of filtering out the people who aren't really on board with the team's vision.
Exactly.
And it's important to remember that the code isn't set in stone.
Right.
It needs to evolve as the team changes and faces new challenges.
Right. It should be a living document, not a rigid set of rules.
Right. Okay, so flexibility and adaptability are key.
They are key.
Now, once you have the code in place and have navigated those initial challenges, the real work begins. Leading your championship team.
Leading your championship team. Now, Singer shares an anecdote from John Bertrand, the winning skipper of the 1983 America's Cup.
Wow.
Bertrand said, the Americans had a team of champions, but we were a champion-hope team.
I like that.
Yeah.
It speaks to the importance of teamwork, not just individual talent.
Exactly.
So how do we actually lead in a way that maximizes the impact?
So Singer outlined 6 core leadership skills.
Okay, let's hear them.
The first one is spotting and leveraging strengths.
Okay.
It goes back to choosing the right people and then finding ways to put their talents to work.
It's like creating a symphony orchestra.
Yeah.
Where each musician contributes their unique talent
Right.
To the overall harmony.
To the overall harmony, exactly.
And it leads into the second skill.
Okay, the second skill is teaching others how to succeed.
Okay.
This goes beyond just giving orders.
Right.
It's about empowering people through coaching and involvement.
Singer seems to be a big advocate for hands-on learning. He's not just lecturing people.
He is a big advocate.
Right.
He believes that people learn best by doing. By being actively involved in the process.
Right, and that brings us to the third skill.
Okay.
Empowering through mistakes.
Empowering through mistakes.
I was kind of hoping we'd skip that one, to be honest.
I hear you.
The stakes are never fun.
But Singer's point is that great leaders don't punish mistakes.
Okay.
They use them as learning opportunities. They understand that everyone makes mistakes, and that it's how we learn and grow.
So it's about reframing mistakes as valuable feedback.
Valuable feedback, yeah.
Yes. And he suggests using a 5-step debriefing process.
He does.
Whenever mistakes happen.
Okay.
What happened?
What happened? What did we learn?
What did we learn?
How can we improve?
How can we improve?
What's the plan going forward?
What's the plan going forward?
Who's accountable?
And who's accountable?
Okay, so instead of pointing fingers and placing blame, you're saying it's about analyzing the situation.
Analyze the situation.
And coming up with a plan to do better next time.
That's right.
It's a much more constructive and empowering approach.
It's empowering.
It leads into the fourth leadership skill, celebrating wins.
Celebrating wins.
Seems simple, but it's so important to acknowledge and appreciate.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Even small victories.
Even small victories.
It's like giving someone a high five.
High five.
For a job well done.
That's right.
It boosts morale and keeps everyone motivated.
Right.
And Singer mentions that Harvard research actually found
that appreciation is a more powerful motivator than money.
Wow,
that's interesting.
Isn't that interesting?
I might need to remind my boss about that research.
Good luck with that.
The next time I'm up for a raise.
Good luck with that.
Now, the fifth leadership skill is calling time outs.
Calling time out.
It's about recognizing when the pressure is hindering performance.
Yes.
And creating space for the team to regroup and re-strategize.
Like those timeouts in basketball games.
Yeah.
Where the coach can huddle with the team and make adjustments.
Exactly. It's about hitting the pause button.
Yes.
Making sure everyone's on the same page.
Right.
And refocusing on the goals.
That's right.
And finally, the sixth leadership skill, selling the vision.
Selling the vision.
So it's not enough to just have a great team and a clear code.
Yeah.
You have to inspire them. With the compelling vision of the future.
Yeah. Think about Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech.
Yeah. That was a vision that galvanized a movement and inspired millions
of people.
It's about painting a picture
Yes.
of a future that's so compelling that people are willing to work hard and overcome obstacles to make it a reality.
That's right.
Yeah, it's about giving people something to believe in.
Yeah.
A purpose that goes beyond just the day-to-day tasks.
Right, exactly. And when you can combine that inspiring vision with a strong code of honor that outlines the behaviors that lead to success, you've got the foundation for a truly exceptional team.
That's right.
But here's something else to consider.
Okay.
Singer emphasizes that a strong code of honor has a ripple effect that goes beyond the team itself.
So you mean it impacts more than just
it impacts more
the team members?
Than just the team members, yeah.
Okay.
It's about the impact you have on the world around you.
Okay.
Think of it like throwing a pebble into a pond.
Okay.
The ripples spread outward, impacting everything in their path.
So even seemingly small actions within a team can have consequences for others.
Absolutely. Singer uses the example of being on time.
Okay.
It might seem like a small thing.
Right.
But chronic lateness actually steals time and energy from the whole team.
That's a good point.
Right.
I've definitely been on the receiving end of that.
Oh, yeah.
And it can be frustrating.
Yes.
It's like a silent disrespect of everyone else's time.
Right. And this brings up the issue of trust and ethics.
Okay.
Breaches of the code, even small ones, can erode trust.
Okay.
Not just within the team, but also with clients, partners, and the public.
Right.
We see this all the time with corporate scandals.
Right.
A lack of ethical behavior can have devastating consequences.
Yeah, it's like a domino effect.
It's a domino effect.
Where one small slip-up can lead to a major downfall.
Singer introduces this idea of measuring impact.
Okay.
He encourages us to consider how our actions, both positive and negative, affect various groups.
Okay.
So, for example, a football coach might decide to play his star player.
Right.
Even though that player violated the team's code of conduct.
Yeah, I can see how that would be tempting.
It's tempting.
Wanting to win at all costs.
Right.
But what's the message that sends to the rest of the team?
What message does that send?
Right. It undermines the whole system.
It undermines the whole system.
And it highlights the importance of consistency and integrity.
Absolutely.
When upholding the code of honor.
That's right.
Even when it's tough.
Even when it's tough. Singer also profiles companies that go beyond just profitability to create positive impact. Like J.M. Smucker & Co., Ben & Jerry's, even Rich Dad.
So they're not just focused on making money.
Right.
They're also committed to making a difference in the world.
They're committed to making a difference. They have a strong sense of purpose.
Okay.
And their codes of honor reflect that.
Right.
It's inspiring to see companies using their success to positively impact their employees, communities, and the environment.
Definitely.
Okay, so we've talked about creating a code of honor and leading with integrity. But how do we make sure everyone is actually living up to those standards?
That's the key question.
That's the key question.
What are some practical strategies?
Right. So Singer
holding each other accountable
emphasizes 3 key elements.
Okay.
Statistics, public posting of commitments and loyalty.
Okay.
So first, statistics.
Statistics.
This is about tracking measurable activities and results.
So it's like keeping score for the game.
Keeping score, yes.
Making sure you're making progress toward the goal.
Exactly. Singer gives an example from network marketing.
Okay.
Where team members track their activity levels and share their appointment books with each other.
Okay.
Creates transparency and accountability.
It's like having a workout buddy.
Yes.
Who helps you stay on track with your fitness goals.
That's a great analogy.
Right?
And it allows for targeted coaching and support.
Okay.
Because you can see exactly where people are excelling
right.
and where they might need some help.
That makes sense. What about public posting of commitments?
Public posting of commitments. This is about
okay.
making promises visible
okay.
and increasing accountability.
Okay.
Singer uses the example of a sales meeting
right.
where team members publicly announce their goals for the week.
So it's like putting it out there for everyone to see.
Putting it out there.
Which makes you more likely to follow through.
More likely to follow through, exactly.
And finally, there's loyalty.
Loyalty. This is about standing united with the team.
Okay.
Even when you disagree internally.
So it's about presenting a united front to the world.
To the world.
Even when things are messy behind the scenes.
Exactly. Singer contrasts a customer service rep.
Okay.
Bad-mouthing the company to a customer.
Right.
With a more positive approach.
Okay.
Addressing concerns internally while presenting a united front externally. It's about protecting the integrity of the team.
Okay.
And building a reputation for reliability and trustworthiness.
Okay.
Singer ends the book with a powerful chapter called Standing in the Heat.
Standing in the Heat.
He draws on Prigoghine's Nobel Prize-winning research on perturbation.
Wow.
The idea that systems under pressure either break down or transform into something stronger.
So it's about using those challenges and pressures to forge a more resilient team.
To forge a more resilient team, exactly.
He uses vivid examples.
He does.
Like physical training.
Yeah.
Muscles grow under stress.
Muscles grow under stress. And skiing a challenging slope.
Right.
Mastering a difficult skill requires pushing past fear.
He's saying that growth often comes from stepping outside our comfort zone.
Stepping outside our comfort zone.
And embracing challenges.
Embracing challenges, and that running from those challenges actually prevents real transformation.
It's like trying to avoid getting wet in a rainstorm.
Yes.
You're just going to end up more miserable in the end.
You're getting more miserable. That's a great visual.
Right.
So how does the Code of Honor help us stand in the heat?
Right.
And come out stronger on the other side?
Okay.
It provides a framework for constructive communication.
Okay.
Encourages accountability without blame. And reinforces the commitment to supporting each other.
Right.
Even when things get tough.
It's like having a set of tools.
It is.
To help you navigate the storm.
To navigate the storm, exactly.
And it reminds us that we're not in it alone.
You're not alone.
We have each other's backs.
That's right.
So what does all of this mean for you?
Yeah.
What have we learned?
What have we learned?
From our deep dive into Blair Singer's Team Code of Honor?
You know, I think for me...
Well, I think the biggest takeaway for me is that
Go ahead.
Building a championship team isn't just about individual talent.
Right.
It's about creating a shared culture of excellence based on a clearly defined code of honor. It's about setting standards that elevate everyone's performance.
Elevate everyone's performance.
And create a positive ripple effect that goes beyond the team itself.
Beyond the team.
And it's about being willing to stand in the heat to embrace challenges.
Embrace those challenges.
And use them as opportunities for growth and transformation.
Growth and transformation.
So here's a final thought for you to consider.
Okay.
What one rule would you add to your personal code of honor?
Oh, I'd love that.
That would push you toward the best version of yourself?
That's such a great question for our listeners. Think about it.
Write it down.
Write it down and start building your own championship team.
That's right.
The world needs more people.
The world does.
Who are willing to play at that level.
Thanks for joining us.
Absolutely.
On this deep dive.
It was my pleasure.